On today's episode of This Week on Film, Dwayne Johnson's not having a great week with a lot of the accusations against him, Dan Schneider's fighting back against his own allegations, we have yet another wholesome Robin Williams story, Ryan Gosling has revealed how he's choosing his roles from now on, and the Russo brothers talk about the future of their careers. So it's yet again been a busy week, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so first up, it's the headlines. So it's been reported this week that Dwayne Johnson was up to 7.5 hours late every single day whilst filming his new film Red One. This is the film that he'll be starring alongside Chris Evans in. He was late daily and he inflated costs of the films for up to $50 million. But this isn't the only accusation of him being late and a little bit of a diva on set, because when he was filming Red Notice with Ryan Reynolds, it was reported that they actually had a screaming match between the pair. The report said that they had a huge fight after Ryan Reynolds had to wait 5 hours for Johnson to get on set. So by now we have all seen that horrific documentary series about Dan Schneider and the way he acted on the set of Nickelodeon shows. We've had first-hand accounts from his alleged victims, and it's quite compelling. And the reason why I'm saying alleged is because I don't want to get sued myself, and Dan Schneider is suing the producers of the documentary Quiet on Set. He's claimed that this show was a hit job and, well, he wants some compensation. Moving on, Lisa Jakub, who starred alongside Robin Williams in one of my favourite movies of his, Mrs. Doubtfire, has revealed that he actually wrote a letter to her principal after she was expelled for missing out on schoolwork whilst filming that movie. She wanted to stay enrolled in her current school in Canada because she was Canadian and that's where all of her friends were, but that school weren't too keen after a while because, well, just because. And so Robin Williams really wanted to intervene and wrote a letter. That principal decided to frame the letter and yet do nothing about it. So just proves that Robin Williams is such a lovely bloke, and well, that teacher I bet is kicking himself right now. Ryan Gosling has revealed that he will no longer be taking darker roles due to the impact that it has on his family. So any role that will push him into being in a darker place he will not be doing, and we'll get to see more films like La La Land, Barbie, and the latest and greatest movie of his, The Fall Guy. More on that movie later. And the Russo brothers, who are extremely famous for directing a lot of the best movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, have revealed that they want to create their own universe, something similar to Star Wars. They don't want to do a Star Wars ripoff, they want their own similar series. Going on to say that it's all about original storytelling that they want to go ahead with from now on. I genuinely really have a lot of confidence because I've loved a lot of their films that they've made, not just the Marvel ones, but some of the other ones as well. Next up is animation and kind of animation. Airbnb has revealed that they're going to be making a load of movie houses into rentable properties on their platform. Two examples being the X-Men X-Mansion as well as this house from Up. Here are some photos of the X-Mansion and the house from Up, and believe me, they look incredible. And going by what people who have already been able to enter these houses have said, they actually look and feel really incredible. I just hope they do something similar here in the UK because I feel a little bit left out. Moving on, a trailer for the reboot of Very Odd Parents has been revealed, and it looks somewhat intriguing. I was a massive fan of the originals, but I'm curious as to what they show now, but I don't think I'm the target audience anymore. This week we celebrated the 25th anniversary of SpongeBob, which surprised me that it was that old because that just means that SpongeBob's older than me. Also this week it was revealed that the first scene in Finding Nemo was added at the very last minute, and this was after Pixar was worried that this was going to be their first bad movie. Originally you only found out that Nemo's mum died in flashbacks throughout the film. When I said kind of animation, this is what I mean. We've received our very first trailer to the second movie in the franchise for The Lion King, that being Mufasa, and it's totally CG, so is it animation, is it not? I'm not really too sure where to put this. Donald Glover and Beyonce will be reprising their roles in this movie, as well as Blue Ivy will be added to the cast as their daughter in this film, and none other than Lin-Manuel Miranda will be writing the music for this film, and I am so much more filled with confidence for this now. I was looking forward to it originally, and now with that announcement, yeah, sign me up. We also received this poster. Next up, it's trailers and new looks. We received our very first look at Interview with a Vampire this week. We also received our first teaser sort of trailer for the new Francis Coppola movie. I do know what it's called, it's on the screen now, I just cannot pronounce it, and I've just spent the last 10 minutes trying to. We also received our very first trailer for The Boys Season 4. We've received a brand new poster for Borderlands, the movie. We've received a couple of brand new stills from Bad Boys Ride or Die. We've had a brand new still from the new Bike Riders movie. And we've also had our very first trailer to the film Lee, which stars a whole bunch of people including Andy Samberg as well as Kate Winslet herself. We've also received our very first look at Billy the Kid Season 2. This will be premiering on June 2nd. We've had a brand new poster for The Boys Season 4 as well, and make that 2 new posters for The Boys Season 4, which will be premiering on the 13th of June this year. We've received a brand new look at The Quiet Place Day 1 movie. We've received a trailer for Benedict Cumberbatch's new series called Eric. I was lucky enough to see a preview of this series at Next on Netflix's event in the UK, and I am very intrigued about this one, and you'll be able to watch this May 30th. And we've received our very first trailer to the last ever series of Cobra Kai, and when I say last ever series, I mean last ever series. It's been released in 3 different parts, and reportedly it's 15 episodes long, under 3 parts, so 5 episodes each. Part 1 will be released on July 18th, Part 2 on the 28th of November, and Part 3 will be next year, but an undisclosed date. As well as the brand new Senna project, which will be released on Netflix this year. I'm really looking forward to this. I love F1, I love drama, I think this will really work well. And we've also received this still from it as well. We've received our very first poster for M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, Trap. We received a trailer last week, and I'm extremely excited for this movie, if I haven't mentioned that already. We've also had our first look at Blake Lively's new movie, It Ends With Us. We also received our very final trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and I would highly recommend you go and check this film out because I got to see the first 30 odd minutes, and believe me, it looks outstanding. We've also received our next poster to the Bike Riders movie, which I really like this poster. We've also received our very first trailer for Presumed Innocent, which is Jake Gyllenhaal's new series, which will be premiering on June 12th this year on Apple TV+. And more on him later. And we've also had this behind the scenes clip of John Krasinski scoring his new movie, If, and I cannot wait to watch this movie. I finally managed to get my tickets, and I'm very looking forward to seeing this movie. Before I continue, I'd just like to ask you all to consider pressing that subscribe button. It really would mean the world, and it would help me make more videos just like this. So if you enjoyed this video, please press the subscribe button. It genuinely would mean the world. Thanks, and let's get on with it. In the world of superheroes this week, and yes, we are collecting them all together this week, Chris Hemsworth has revealed that he cannot forgive himself for Thor Love and Thunder, saying that he just got caught up in all of the improvising in that movie. We've also received our very first teaser for My Adventures with Superman Season 2, and I loved this first season. I'm not really an animation sort of guy, but I really loved this show. And they also revealed their first poster. This week we celebrated the 16th anniversary of the MCU beginning with Iron Man, and we also received our very first trailer to the new VR Batman game, as well as having so many new previews of Deadpool and Wolverine. And Hugh Jackman has said that it just felt right getting into that iconic yellow suit for being Wolverine, going on to say how did they never do this in the original movies. We've also received our very first look at the new Captain America suit. Winston Duke has just come out and said that he would like to play Batman in the new DCU, which is a very compelling casting, I might add. I'm very intrigued whether they will go in that sort of direction because I do think he's an incredibly talented actor. We've also received a brand new poster for Deadpool and Wolverine. Paul Walker Hauser has reportedly accepted a role on the new Fantastic Four movie, which I'm extremely looking forward to. Fantastic Four is by far my favourite superhero team of all time. Like, screw the Avengers, screw the Justice League, Fantastic Four, I'm there. But it's unknown exactly what role he's accepted. All you British Spider-Man fans, you may have looked at America with envy, bearing in mind they've re-released all of the Spider-Man movies in theatres. Well, you have to wait no longer because they've just announced that here in the UK as well. You'll be able to watch all the Spider-Man movies starting with the Raimi-verse and going all the way through The Amazing Spider-Man, all the way through Tom Holland's very, very soon. So make sure you check out your local cinema's website and, well, yeah, good luck. I'd like to apologise for not saying this story properly because I've just spent the last 20 minutes trying to, and I'm just giving up at this point. But this guy has literally just been cast in the MCU as an undisclosed person. They've revealed this themselves, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. So the question is, who do you want him to play? Ryan Reynolds has also come out and said that he had so many different pitch ideas for Deadpool 3, including one which made it look a little bit like a Sundance film, and this pitch would have had a budget under $10 million. And I'm kind of curious what they could do with Deadpool for under $10 million. Moving on, it was May the 4th this week, so we are going to have a Star Wars section in this week's episode. Star Wars The Bad Batch has officially ended, and well, we're not getting any more episodes of that. We've had our first look at Darth Vader in Star Wars Tales of the Empire. In December, we'll be getting Star Wars Skeleton Crew on Disney+, and we've also received our very first trailer for Star Wars Tales of the Empire as well. And by far the biggest Star Wars news this week was the Acolyte trailer, which released on May the 4th. We also received a brand new poster for this series as well, and it featured an unidentified Sith fighting a Jedi in this series. Next up is everything else that doesn't fit into any other section. This week I've cut this section down significantly because there was so many just not great stories and less than big story sort of thing, so we're just going to talk about a couple. One being Jake Gyllenhaal will be hosting SNL with Sabrina Carpenter being the musical guest, and I cannot be the only person who wants Sabrina Carpenter to bring out Taylor Swift and for them to do some sort of acoustic duet all too well, because well, that song is well blatantly about Jake Gyllenhaal, and I'd find it so incredibly funny if it was this meta moment, and it would just be huge. But I can't be the only person who wants that, can I? Also, Pitch Perfect 4 is officially in the works according to Rebel Wilson, as well as The Fall Guy has released in theatres this week, and I would highly recommend that you go and watch this movie as many times, as quickly as humanly possible. This movie is absolutely incredible. I got to go to the premiere last week and I genuinely cannot stress this enough. This movie is phenomenal. So please, watch this movie.